Astrology, Tarot and William Shakespeare, The Horoscope of the Bard, written, produced, and directed by Reverend Dr. Dikki Mullen. In this presentation, Reverend Dr. Dikki explores William Shakespeare's astrological chart and its association with his life path. She also examines how the bard incorporated astrology and tarot in his writings. The Shakespeare Oracle by Llewellyn nicely incorporates the archetypes present in Shakespeare's psyche by means of a tarot deck dedicated to Bill Shakespeare. You will see the cover of the Oracle deck on the slide here. Dr. Mullen invites you to subscribe to her YouTube channel where she has 130 videos on astrology, tarot, and other topics.
Happy birthday. It's a phrase we all like to hear. Have you ever thought of what you're really talking about when you say happy birthday? There's a special horoscope done called a solar return that's only done on or near the birthday astrologers talk about, and you're celebrating another year. Birthdays are very powerful, and there's someone who has the ultimate birthday celebration every year. William Shakespeare. There are whole groups of people who have Shakespeare's birthday celebrations because he was such a great figure to so many. And when he had I think it was his 400th birthday a little while ago, there was a very, very major celebration. William Shakespeare, who many people believe was the greatest writer and intellect of all time, was born on April 23rd, 1564, at 8:30 a.m. We have a birth time for him in Stratford-upon-Avon in the United Kingdom or England. And this is his natal horoscope. And all of the wonderful characters, the wonderful culture he gave us can be seen in this birth chart. Shakespeare was born on a Sunday, and Sunday's child is fair of face. Also, Sunday is thought to be blessed. Monday's child is fair of face. Sunday is the blessed birthday, blithe in body and good. And it's considered particularly related to the sun. Shakespeare's sun was in Taurus in his 11th house. That shows an affinity for beauty and music. He was an actor in some of his plays. His moon is in Libra, and the moon would be the personality. His plays were all about people, justice, and love. And then we have Mercury. Mercury, the intellectual planet in Aries, shows his incredible innovative mind. He had a Cancer ascendant, and his family and home and the place where he was born were really his whole world, and yet he traveled the world in his mind. Some feel he might have been an alien or moving through portals from time to time. If you believe in that shift in consciousness, really looking at the plays can really show there's something there. He has over 100 references to astrology, many references to herbalism, a lot of references to politics and history, just an incredible encyclopedic array of everything going on. He wrote 38 plays, 2 narrative poems, 154 sonnets, and possibly other types of writing. He had a very mysterious life. At age 18, he married Anne Hathaway, who was 8 years his senior. And they had 3 children at least, and appeared to be very happy. He used astrology in profound ways, again in over 100 instances in his various plays. Let's take a look at them from Act 1, Scene 2 in King Lear. In Gloucester, he comments on recent eclipses. So he knew astronomy because he had exact dates for eclipses that took place on September 27th and October 2nd of 1605, which was shortly before he wrote the play. And then he makes some references to, it is the stars above, that govern our conditions in King Lear. And the fault, dear Brutus, is not in ourselves, but in our stars, in Julius Caesar. So there are different other references to astrology. In Henry IV, Part 2, the Duke of Suffolk says, "A cunning man did calculate my birth, and told me by water it was that I should die." So there are just so many incredible references. This is just scratching the surface of who or what Shakespeare really was and how profound this birth chart was. The tarot cards are a window on time, and the tarot, numerology, astrology, it's all part of the tarot. There are references in the tarot which can be related to Shakespeare. The study was done after his time, of course, but the cards in the tarot deck give us deeper insights into the bard. He's usually just called the Bard, and there's no other, by those who are fans of his. And if you look at the tarot deck, the Shakespearean tarot oracle, in the context of different figures from Shakespeare, it's much easier to relate to or to understand who Shakespeare really was or might have been. The Fool becomes Festivus, and the Magician is Shakespeare himself. The Abbess is Amelia, and we have the Empress. Who could she be but Queen Elizabeth I herself, who of course was the Queen, the sovereign, and he didn't want to go afoul of her while he was out performing in the plays and while they were contemporary. So she would definitely have been the Empress. And we also have the lovers, Romeo and Juliet. The course of true love never did run smoothly. And we have Death, King Lear, the elderly king who was betrayed by his family and everyone. And I think the saddest of the tragedies. The World, of course, was the Globe Theater. I'm not going to go through the entire 22 minor arcana cards, but I'd like to offer a few quotes at random from the deck and just see what Spirit suggests for us in shuffling the tarot. And let's ask, what does this reading of the Shakespearean plays and tarot and astrology mean? Well, I have the Ace of Quills, which would be the Ace of Wands, and the quotation is, "Action is eloquence," from Coriolanus. That's good. Action is oral. And I have, here is the Tower from Timon. We don't want to do that. But I'm looking at the minor arcana. The Four of Chalices comes from the Merchant of Venice. But love is blind, and lovers cannot see. Well, you've heard the phrase, love is blind. That is really borrowed from Shakespeare. And then we have the Three of Scepters, and the Three of Wands here is from Hamlet. To thine own self be true. How many have we said that? Times have we said, why be like anyone else? To your own self be true. Everyone else is taken. Henry III was the emperor here, and that seems very apropos. I have also the Six of Coins, and this is a quote from Hamlet, "Neither a borrower nor a lender be." Lots of times that's attributed to Benjamin Franklin, but it was really Shakespeare's. I wonder if Franklin didn't pirate some of Shakespeare's quotes. Anyway, it's just a thought. And here we have another coin card. The Ten of Coins wants to come up. No legacy is so rich as honesty. All's well that ends well. Doesn't that give you a chart? It sounds like Judge Judy. I wonder if she was influenced by Shakespeare too. And then also Kirstie Alley, who passed away recently, said in an interview that her father gave her one good piece of advice, and that was, you'll always have a happy life if you're always perfectly honest. All those quotes that really affect people, that we give each other to try to guide them through life, nearly all of them can be found in Shakespeare's plays, woven into these incredible stories. So I'm going to be celebrating Shakespeare's birthday as a frustrated English major this year, and I hope all of you will have a new appreciation for the bard, and maybe go to see a play and not be crawling and waiting for the intermission to get out because you wanted to look important and then realized that you didn't know what in the heck was going on or what in the Hades anyone was talking about, because it's really all there if you really look. This is Dikki Joe in downtown Orlando, Florida, wishing everyone a happy birthday whenever it might be, especially my hero, the one and only bard, William Shakespeare.
Reverend Dr. Dikki Joe Mullen, astrologer, psychic, and parapsychologist. Dr. Mullen provides the following services: astrology, psychic, rune, and tarot card readings, face-to-face and Zoom readings and seances, and webinars and face-to-face presentations. Thank you for watching. Reverend Dr. Dikki Joe Mullen can be contacted at her skymaiden@juno.com email address. She also has a Facebook page, which she invites you to view, and her WordPress site, where she has additional resources.